Namaste, Jai Bharat. Perhaps nobody is sure of the real situation within Iran. We don't know what might be a vague percentage of Iranians, that's Persians, I would like to call them as Persians more, Iranians supporting radical Islam and their radical Islamic regime, and what may be the percentage of people who do not want radical Islam but are not disowning Islam, not going back to become Persians, obviously not. What may be their percentage? There are news and there are some videos where you find some anti-radical Islamic protests within Iran. But how many of them are there? In the past, when such things were coming, especially when the girls, I won't say women, but the girls, normally students most likely, were burning this pardas. And there were many who were speaking against Sharia. Sharia, of course, is an inhuman system of governance, especially to the women. Because as per them, women is only something like a fertile land. You go and sow your seed and take away. Beyond that, it has no significance. Women have no significance, and they are not being respected. And the men will marry more than one woman, and all the kinds of feathers of their religion. And each authority of religion would continue interpreting their religion to their own convenience. That continues, and then from perversion it goes to perversion, What may be the original root, I don't think people know it much, and hardly anyone knows such things. So the real situation in Iran, what must be the percentage of the people, citizens of that nation, in support of a democracy and in support of the restful regime of oppression? You cannot close your eyes and say that majority are in support of democracy. You cannot. There must be many people, we don't know how many, who want Sharia law, who want this radical Islam, fundamentalist Islam, who are actually programmed right from the madrasas days earlier to hate others. The Kafirs are worthy of nothing. Kafirs are worthy of only death. Kafirs deserve nothing, so kill them. This they repeat because they have been conditioned right from the birth to that kind of a mental situation of hatred. That's one thing. Secondly, they have been very clearly convinced that the situation or the madrasa kind of education, when I say madrasa, it involves everything. The madrasa kind of education convinced them that this life, what you see on the surface of earth, is nothing. It's only a temporary existence here. It doesn't mean anything. That's the spurious life. The real life is when you die. After death, you will go to Jannat, and in Jannat you have a list of promises. Fundamentally, Semitic traditions, Semitic religions function on these two pillars, fear of punishment and promises of reward. If you obey their God, whosoever, then you will be rewarded. If you disobey the God, then you will be punished. Simple as that. They have also designed the concepts of heaven and hell as something physically mundane. But those things are not really the case with the Hindu concept. For Hindu, there is no place like heaven for men to really aspire of, and hell equally hell. Any place is a hell where there is a law and order does not exist, which is adharma. Anyway, that's a different topic, so I am not going into that. The point is, we do not know the real situation within Iran. On the one hand, America-like people, mostly America, wants Iran to be a democratic regime. On the face of it, you may think it's a very noble opinion because we are all democrats and we are convinced that democracy is the best form of governance. There's no doubt about it. We know the democracy has got so much drawbacks, but in spite of all the drawbacks of democracy, it still is the most desirable governing pattern. So there's no doubt about it. So we all are democrats. If there is a better system, then democracy is long lasting. Somebody would say benevolent dictatorship is the best form of government, and I don't doubt that. Benevolent dictatorship is definitely the best form of governance, provided the dictator never dies. Now, after this time, the whole thing will go topsy-turvy. And it doesn't take any time for a benevolent dictator to be an oppressing dictatorship. His son, for instance. So, that's only temporary. When we talk about it lasting, a lasting, best form of lasting governance is nothing other than democracy. You cannot envisage a system better than that. We can keep improvising and improving democracy. Not like Marx, who wanted to create scientific democracy. That's his obsession with science. Like his contemporaries always had an obsession with science. Everything they wanted to be scientific in order to find acceptance. So what is the situation in Iran? What may be the percentage of people? America is trying their best to turn Iran into a democracy, not because of the love and affection to the people of Iran alone, maybe they have, I don't know, but because they can then play. America is just traders. They can trade better with Iran to their benefits. Well, a trader who is smart trades and amasses money, I have no objection. That's trading. But don't give philosophy along with trade. Don't give sermons along with trade. Don't give moral lessons along with trade. These things don't fit in. They contradict one another. A trader's ethics is perfectly understood. A trader does trades to make profit. At the time letting other to make profit, but giving a profit to the other person is none of one person's business. That he knows. If he's a trader, he knows how. And this trader knows how to make profit. Then only they'll trade. See, US is a trader, they make money. They want Iran to be democracy because they can trade better, they can make better money, and Iran also should be benefited, will be benefited obviously, because trading is not just one-sided activity. One-sided activity cannot amount to trading and it and results in something good, something lasting. And these things won't happen. If it doesn't last, this thing won't function. So their interest is to make Iran democracy because they want to trade. They want to dominate. Now, apart from trading, the bad habit that we dislike in America is they will try to tell you about do's and don'ts. And that goes against the integrity of any nation. If they treat you equal and treat you respectfully, then nobody shall have any objection against Americans coming going. But then this coming going becomes interference. But they want to interfere. They want to dictate do's and don'ts. That's why they want other nations to be coming out of this radical regimes of Islamic oppression, which everyone welcomes. So America has got this intention within them, which we understand, perhaps everyone understands. But with all that, we don't know if Iran could really, the majority of people in Iran would be in support of democracy against this regime of Ayatollah-like people who are otherwise presented as supreme command, there's no better word, and such things. Let's see what will evolve out of Iran, and I don't think it's going to happen overnight. It will take some time. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.